When you hear the Israeli prime minister saying there's no starvation happening in Gaza, what, do you believe he's lying?
Of course he's lying. He is a disgusting liar. Israel had a right to defend itself from the terrible Hamas attack. But I think everybody understands that in the last 2.5 years, they've been waging a brutal, horrific, almost unprecedented type of war, not just against Hamas, but against the Palestinian people. So you got an area, territory there of 2.2 million people. They have already killed 60,000. They have injured 140,000, most of whom are women, children, and the elderly. They have virtually completely destroyed the entire infrastructure of Gaza, virtually all of the schools, the healthcare system.
Visibly swatting away flies that wouldn't leave him alone on what was effectively the most expensive golf trip in the world, paid for by me and you, the American taxpayers. We learned today the real purpose of Donald Trump's trip to Scotland and trip to Europe. And it was to open his new golf course and to have us fund it by saying this is a government trip. The White House even broadcast Trump's opening of his golf course as an official event. And Trump saying, we stopped 5 wars. Where he gets these claims, we don't really know.
One yesterday, as you know, we stopped a war, but we stopped about 5 wars. So that's much more important than playing golf. As much as I like it, it's much more important. I want to just thank Sarah Malone for having been with us right from the beginning. She was young and not experienced. Now she's still young and very experienced. So I just want to thank you.
And of course, the natural question is, if to Trump stopping wars truly is more important than playing golf, why is he playing golf while the wars he said he would end are still raging out of control? Don't know the answer to that. Donald Trump swarmed by flies. I know that there is religious meaning, religions that I don't follow, but I know that there are these sort of, I guess we would call them apocalyptic rapture Christian types who will write to me about the biblical meaning of being swarmed by flies in this way. I don't remember if it's like Mark of the Beast or there's some kind of meaning for it. Quite frankly, I don't care. But if you believe that, then you should be very worried that Trump was completely unable to get away from endless flies while on the golf course.
Kind of completely shady dealing that only happens in very bad mobster movies, bad movies, or I guess, of course, in Donald Trump's presidency. There's his former attorney, Tim Parlatore, who is now a top lawyer at the Defense Department. That former Trump attorney is now being investigated as part of Signalgate for potentially obtaining access to classified information beyond his clearance level. There's Trump's former attorney, William Scharf, who now has the important job of handing Trump things to sign and telling him what they are, I guess. Trump has also just appointed him to be the chairman of an important D.C. planning commission, a job he's used to help Trump wage war on the Federal Reserve chairman. And then there's Trump's other very, I guess, personal attorney, Alina Habba. Trump appointed her to be the interim U.S. attorney for New Jersey, despite a complete lack of qualifications for the job and a history of saying things like this.
Somebody said to me, Alina, would you rather be smart or pretty? And I said, oh, easy, pretty. I can fake being smart.
I don't know if you can, Alina. That's the thing. Now, U.S. attorneys are really not supposed to be lackeys for the president, just to state the obvious. There's only 93 of them across the country. And under the law, Trump could only make Alina Habba or anyone else who's in this position interim U.S. attorney for 120 days. After that 120 days was up, judges for the Federal District Court in New Jersey, they got to decide whether or not to keep her in that job. And those judges chose not to let Habba keep serving as U.S. attorney, choosing another prosecutor to replace her. And then the Trump administration abruptly fired Habba's replacement and took advantage of a loophole in the law to put Habba back in the job. They essentially made Alina Habba her own assistant so that once the job was open, she could step in and fill the role, even though her time is up. It's a completely blatant end run around the normal process for making sure that U.S. attorneys are qualified and impartial prosecutors. And the Trump administration is doing this to install loyalists as U.S. attorneys all across the country. In the Northern District of New York, Trump appointed a man named John Sarcone to be the interim U.S. attorney. Just like Alina Habba, he served for 120 days, after which the judges in that district chose to kick him out of that job. And just like Alina Habba, the Trump administration kept him in that job by making him his own assistant. What a trick. Same thing in Nevada. Trump appointed a member of the Republican National Committee for the nonpartisan role of U.S. attorney. More than 100 retired federal and state judges wrote the court opposing her nomination specifically. But Trump used a similar trick to keep her in that role as well. And then there's Trump's pick to be the U.S. attorney in the Central District of California, a former Republican state lawmaker with a long history as a bit of a conservative crusader. Now, since taking that job, he has brought federal charges against a California union leader arrested in an ICE protest. He stood idly by during the violent detention of U.S. Senator Alex Padilla, who was tackled to the ground trying to ask a question at a press conference. He's pushed prosecutors to bring more cases against immigrants, even when those cases lack evidence. Under Azalea, the U.S. Attorney's Office in Central California has already lost a third of its career staff. No wonder why. And just today, his office dropped a fraud case against a fast food chain owner and major Trump donor who the Justice Department has called a serial tax cheat. Now the Trump administration has used that same trick to keep him in that job as well.
That combats human trafficking was just gutted by Trump, and that's not the only way he's used his power to protect perpetrators of sexual violence. While we focused on the Epstein files, the Trump administration slashed the State Department's office to monitor and combat trafficking in persons, which is responsible for coordinating efforts across other agencies like the DOJ to stop sex and labor trafficking. Sources say that half of the workers were fired and the other half were demoted, and we're already seeing repercussions. What's interesting is that prior to Trump, human trafficking was a consistent talking point from the Republican Party. Figures like Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Senator Joni Ernst, and Lindsey Graham have all made anti-trafficking a huge part of their agendas. Even Pam Bondi did as Florida's Attorney General. But now many are solidly in Trump's court, the same guy who allowed the misogynistic and alleged traffickers, the Tate brothers, to come back into the U.S. And this administration has done more than cut one office to weaken anti-trafficking efforts. That big, beautiful bill that Trump just signed ended almost 70 programs and cut more than $500 million in funding used to combat child labor and sex trafficking. Meanwhile, it gave tax cuts to the rich and added more funds to ICE. The same ICE that makes it harder for people to report sex and labor trafficking. Under Trump and Homan, survivors are not only more afraid to report their perpetrators because they could be deported, but new ICE directives also weaken protections for survivors in general. This means that survivors are less likely to apply for visas because their information will be in government systems. And new analysis shows that visas for survivors of human trafficking who cooperate with law enforcement are also being issued at record lows. Epstein files might be the gateway to recognizing that the Trump administration is launching a systemic attack on stopping human trafficking.
We will not take a lecture on decorum from a party that incited an insurrection. I appear to live rent-free in the minds of some of my Republican colleagues. I wish that they would spend even a fraction of the time that they spend thinking about me, thinking about how to lower the costs for American families. I wish they would spend a fraction of the time that they spend thinking about me figuring out how to make government actually work better rather than making it work worse in order to prove that government can't work. They are obsessed with culture war issues. The Republican Party is obsessed with culture war issues. It is weird and it is bizarre. And the American people deserve serious legislators, serious elected officials who are focused on bringing people together to deliver real results for the American people, not to play games and not to engage in schoolyard taunts.
Hear about what's happening. Donald Trump is attempting to rig the next election. He and his allies in Congress just passed the largest transfer of wealth in American history with their big, beautiful bill. They're literally kicking millions of people off their health care to fund tax cuts for billionaires. And they know it's unpopular, but they don't care because they have a plan. Donald Trump just called Governor Abbott and told him to redraw the political maps in Texas to gain 5 more Republican seats so they can protect their majority no matter what the election outcomes are. I mean, this is the rot at the core of our broken political system. Politicians choosing their voters instead of voters picking their politicians. In any other industry, this would be called a conflict of interest. And so Democrats here in Texas are going to do everything we can to stop this power grab, because if it happens here in Texas, they're going to do it in every red state across the country. They're going to rig the 2026 midterms. We're obviously in the minority here in Texas. We've been in the minority for about 30 years, so we've learned how to use every tool in our toolbox to fight for people and deliver for people. So we have the rules. We can use the rules to figure out how to slow things down and how to kill bad bills. We can use our platforms to organize people like we're doing out here in Plano. We can also deny quorum because they need all the Democrats to show up to be able to conduct business. We did that in 2021 to stop their voter suppression bill. And so these tactics are all things that we can use and employ to try to prevent this power grab from actually happening. And so I'm going to be talking to my colleagues here at the state capitol and figuring out what tools we can use to fight for people and protect this democracy.
This isn't the government's money. This is money that these seniors have earned through a lifetime of hard work. During COVID, I delivered Meals on Wheels. And on a number of days, I showed up at seniors' homes who needed lunch and dinner. And I went inside of some of these homes, and I talked to them about how important this food was to them. These seniors exist all over the country. They rely on this income, often as their only source of income. To a person, it would have been devastating to them and their finances. And they're wrecking Social Security. Make no mistake, they're firing staff, they're cutting services. They're making it harder for Americans to get a real person on the phone. And they're telling them to show up at the office. And then when they get to the office, they're telling them to go online. This is cutting Social Security. This is exactly what they're doing.
It's time for the Trucker John Livestream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah. The Trucker John Livestream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John Livestream. Gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit. Hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Oh yeah, it's the Trucker John Livestream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John Livestream is the best thing you've ever seen.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. Trucker John.
All right. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Can everybody hear me? Let's see. Am I coming through loud and clear? Am I? There it is. Yeah, there it is. Little Matthew McConaughey for you. All right. Hello, everybody. Good to see you. Thanks for being here on this Thursday morning. It's 9:23 a.m. Pacific time in good old Las Vegas. We're sitting at a temperature of 92. It says we're going to get a high of 108 today, which is about the same as yesterday. Good morning. We got everybody in here. I see Jolie was first, but Sandy poll says she was first. So a bit of a controversy brewing there, perhaps. I don't know. Maybe a tie. Maybe a tie for first between Jolie and Sandy. And then Roxanne Epstein's here, and Michael McAndrews. Hey, Michael, good to see you. Thanks for being here in the old driver's lounge. So we got, Roxanne Epstein. Michael McAndrews. We have to wait for John to finish his donut and coffee. I didn't have any donuts, and I'm drinking my coffee right now. I did start a little bit after 9 when I started the intro there. That's not too bad for me. We have a bit of a problem here today in the apartment. Well, that started last night, last evening. I went over to rinse a dish out or something in the sink. No water. Water shut off. So I opened the door because I thought, well, they probably would post a notice, and they did. They posted a notice saying water will be shut off for emergency leak until 7/31/25. We apologize for the inconvenience. Please be patient as we work on this matter. Thank you. And still no water. It's 7:31. Hopefully they're working on it. Now, last night, okay, the water was shut off, but then later on I noticed it was there was water, and it was probably about half the normal water pressure or whatever, but it was enough where I was able to wash up some dishes, flush the toilet, all that kind of stuff. And so I was hoping this morning when I woke up that it would be fixed, and it's not. Now it's even worse. Now there's absolute zero water coming out again, because that's the way it started. It was zero, and then it went to being half, and now it's back to zero. So I got zero water, and I got no water. I mean, I just used the last of my water. Well, there's a little bit of water. There's about that much water left in my Brita pitcher, and I used water to make my coffee, and I also poured myself a thing here of water. So, but fortunately, there's a 7-Eleven convenience store. For those of you that might not have 7-Elevens, I don't know. I think they're everywhere now, right? Because I know you could say Maverick or Circle K or whatever, and some parts of the country that they might not have that. Come and Go or whatever, which we don't have here. Anyhow, there's a 7-Eleven. It's right, literally, at the corner here. So fortunately, I can buy some water over there or milk or whatever I need, and it's just real easy walk. But anyhow, so that's one of the issues I'm dealing with this morning. No water, no tap water, no running water. So hopefully they will get that dealt with as soon as possible. Michael McAndrews, 12:01 in Michigan. So I'm about 26 minutes behind. Way to start off the show. Here's 26 minutes behind. Nick Rich, what's keeping John today? Food, internet? Gee, you guys are really anxious. You guys miss me. You guys really miss me that much. Roxanne says, hi everyone. I got some gelato in my vape today. It's a perfect hybrid. Wow. Michael McAndrews, maybe they finished the underground tunnel under John's apartment and kidnapped him. Oh, you guys, your imaginations are running wild. Nick Rich, the last time I was here, TJ had his buddies on early. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they just jumped in. They just kind of jumped in and took over the show for a little bit there. Roxanne, probably some toast and coffee again. Well, you nailed it. That's what I had, Roxanne. I had toast and coffee. But I was eating that while the intro was playing. So That I actually started pretty much on time. It was like, what, 5 after when I started the intro. So I don't know. You guys just missed me so much, I guess, apparently. You just couldn't wait. William's here. Hello, William. Good to see you. Michael Begadro says at John's last apartment there was a lot of construction sounds, and I kidded him about an underground tunnel they were making. Oh, yes. Yeah, that's right. There would be some loud noises. So, yeah, over there was that. Now, over here, we got no water. We got no water. I imagine it'll be fixed today, though, sometime. You know. Roxanne says, Michael Mayadros, I am as much as possible about staying in front of the AC, I guess, because it's really hot. Hot, hot, hot. Humid, humid, humid. Hot and humid out there in the back east. Because to hear, whether you live in the Midwest, the Northwest, the Southwest, doesn't really matter. I mean, it's all east. From when you're in, I'm pretty close, West Coast, Nevada. I mean, we're a little bit inland, but we're, pretty close to the West Coast. So everything's east, just about, unless we're talking about, Seattle and Portland. May it rest in peace. So I could just say back east, and that covers just about everything. Alton Gillespie's here. Hey, Alton, good to see you. Thanks for jumping on in the old driver's lounge. Alton Gillespie coming at us from Paradise, Texas. Nick Rich, 5 Wars, the War Whore. Reference to the intro, the David Pakman piece there. Sandy's here. Sandy says, hey, TJ. Hey, Sandy. Hey, back at you. Andrew Petrie, cheating at golf in Scotland, of all places. That's all the man does is cheat and lie. Just that's all he does, no matter what. Roxanne Dempsey says, I'm going to do my yoga swing for a little bit while I listen. I didn't get to do it yesterday or yet today. I've been using it for 15 days. It's strengthening my core and good for my herniated disc and neck. Wow, what's a yoga swing? I could probably use that. I don't think I have a herniated disc, but I do have, I do need to strengthen my core. That's for sure. Michael McAndrews, I am very careful with my herniated disc, as one should be, in my lower back. I've been in the ambulance twice because of it. So herniated disc is nothing to trifle with, as my brain is slowly waking up. Well, Robert Perez, from down San Diego way. Hello, good to see you. Robert says, top of the morning to you, Trucker Don. Have a great freaking day. And same to all Democratic voters and stoners, including the stoners. Don't forget the stoners, ladies and gentlemen, because they're people too. In fact, it makes up a majority of my audience, apparently. Nick Rich coming in with a $1 super chat. Thank you, Nick Rich. 56 Nick Rich. Yippee. Coming at you. You get a thumbs up and you get a heart. There you go. Thanks for getting us started off here. Last day of the month, by the way. Last day that we can get donations for this month. That's how YouTube does it. It's like just through the month. Roxanne Arfield, Jolie, dear lady, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Michael McAndrews with a bunch of blue hearts. I think that's for voting blue no matter who. Maybe, sort of, kind of. Hopefully we can vote. As in the intro, they're rigging the election. We've got to do whatever we can to fight that. Block them in every way we can. CR's here. Hey, CR. Good to see CR in the lounge today. Sammy Carter. Did I skip Sammy Carter? There's Sammy Carter from across the pond. It's like 5:15 or 5:34 in the evening or something like that. Thanks for being here, Sammy. Appreciate you hanging out with us for your dinner hour. It could be dinner hour for Sammy over there. Andrew Petrie says that someone is obsessed. I don't know. Was that in reference to someone on the intro with being obsessed? Someone's obsessed. Nick Rich, 20 past the hour. I believe I'm 24 minutes behind. I'll catch up to you. Don't worry, guys. I'll catch up to you eventually. Roxanne Armfield says, Roxanne Epstein, my dear esteemed colleague, good morning. Sidebar counselor, don't get carried away with that yoga thing. Hey, man, that thing sounds cool. Michael McGann, yoga kills. I don't think so. Sam Carter saying good morning. Michael says, just kidding. Roxanne Epstein says, Roxanne Arfield, I think I only did 5 minutes. Usually I do about 15. I hang upside down like a bat. Alvin Stoops here. Hey, Alvin, good to see you. Welcome to the Driver's Lounge. Welcome. Andrew Petrie says, I threw my Rolex in the trash. Who needs a watch when we have you? That was kind of funny. Michael McAndrews, do not strain your neck, Roxanne. Roxanne! Sammy Carter, be right back. Got to take dogs out into the garden. Is that what they're calling it nowadays? I'm a little groggy yet. I'm a bit groggy still, guys, so bear with me. Sandy Foltz says, hi, William. And Nick Rich. Just saying hello to everybody. Nick Rich says, Andrew Petrie, my clocks are all set at 4:20. 4:20, 4:20, 4:20. Talk about being obsessed. Roxanne Epstein says, Michael McAndrews, I won't. It's actually great for my neck. I have herniated disc, C4, and it snapped it right back into place 10 years ago. Now I'm using it to lose weight. Wow. Look at there. Look at there. Carrie C. Hello, Carrie C. Good to see you. Good to see you, Carrie C. In the old driver's lounge. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. Oh yeah. So did I say hi to Aaron? Did I just not? I just sort of skipped over Aaron. I should never, ever skip over Aaron. What am I thinking? Hello, Aaron. Hello, Aaron West. Thanks for being here. We are now at full mod capacity. We've got Aaron and Jolie. Trying to keep an eye on you folks in the lounge. Make sure you don't get too rowdy. Make sure to, if you knock over something, you clean it up. Elton Gillespie coming in fine. Oh yeah. Hopefully we don't have any audio issues today or any buffering. Looks like I'm okay so far. Hey, there's Jet up the base. Says that Roxanne Epstein, woo, I made it. It won't stop TJ from casting aspersions upon me for no reason. That was uncalled for, Jen. Completely uncalled for. I'm appalled. Sandy Foltz says, TJ, did you get the email on the concert? I did. I watched it. Looks like it was pretty cool. Cool little concert in the park there. Looked like a nice evening. Like McAndrews, I have to be careful because if my disc gets inflamed, it hits my nerve and I'm down, Roxanne. MJ Daniel from up there in Washington State says, good morning. Going to be around 80 here today. Very nice. Yeah, nice. That's not bad at all. That's actually perfect. I think 80 degrees on a summer day, I mean, that's perfect. That's like Hawaii weather, man. Or at least it used to be. I don't know. Speaking of Hawaii, hopefully I didn't keep up on the news about the tsunamis and stuff. Hopefully they didn't get too hard, hit too hard. I didn't see anything really popping up, so that's sometimes no news is good news. So hopefully, folks in Hawaii are okay with that. Gosh darn tsunami! I blame the Russians for it. By the way, Golf Marine's here. Hey, Golf Marine, good to see you. 9:23 in the Bay. I'm about to make a fog bank in my room. Not sure. Oh, vaping or something, or some sort of pot talk. Okay, so 9:23. Man, what am I? 27 minutes behind me? That's the way it goes. Why am I coughing? I'm not even smoking. Roxanne Epstein says, "Jen up the base. TJ hasn't noticed it yet. Did the Giants play last night?" I don't know, but the Dodgers lost, but they did manage to take 2 out of 3 against Cincy. BJ Daniel going to be over 100. Oh, by the way. Oh, yeah, because it's still early yet. Yeah, it's 80. Yeah, I thought. Yeah, too bad it couldn't be 80 all day. Yeah, you guys are in Eastern Washington over there. Yeah, you're going to hit 100. So that's a little warm. That's a little warm. Yeah, Jen up the base says the Giants didn't play last night. They lost yesterday afternoon. They haven't won since the All-Star break. Tanking. They're tanking. I don't know. Are they tanking already? Sandy Foltz. Maybe they did not pay their water bill. I don't know. They said it's a leak, so I guess that's what I go. That's their story, and they're sticking to it. So, hey, Brooklyn SJU, aka Trixie LaRue. Seems like I haven't seen you in a while. So thanks for being here. Brooklyn says, "Hi all. What's up? What's up?" Sandy Foltz, I have 2 7-Elevens near me. Yeah. 7-Elevens, they must be the most, in terms of numbers of stores, the biggest convenience store in the world. Because they're like worldwide. And they're all across the country. Yeah, and here in Vegas, they are almost like on every corner, Jim of the Bay says, Brooklyn, SJU, aka Trixaloo. Hi, Brooklyn. Looking forward to the series premiere of Brooklyn SJU. The trailer is fantastic. Out in Gillespie, for emergencies, I keep a box of instant water on hand. Just add. Yeah. Sandy Foltz, how is your cold? I think you mean. Okay, cold. I don't really have a cold. I don't have a cold. Hey, Mr. Spock is here. Good to see you. Live long and prosper, Mr. Spock. Drink tea in a cracked cup, eh? We used soup on a damp cloth. I have no idea what that's a reference to. It's a quotation, so it's some sort of reference, I believe. No idea. Andrew Petrie, I live on Egos. Yeah, I used to buy Egos to have. I haven't bought them in a while. Nick Rich 930. I believe. Am I only 14 minutes behind? I believe I'm only 14 minutes behind. Said if it's no water, no shower. Right. Right. Yep. Brooklyn SJU says in college I have Egos with peanut butter and syrup. Yum. Oh yeah, I've done the peanut butter and syrup. I've done the peanut butter and jelly. I've done the peanut butter and jelly and syrup. Yeah. Roxanne, it's 96 degrees in F. I think you mean, is that Florida? Right, you're Florida? You're Florida. You're a Floridian. Let's see. I'm just kind of skipping down. A lot of people just saying hello and telling us their temperatures. Like Michael Andrews, 70 degrees in TC, Michigan. I know that Michael has told me a million times what TC is, and I always forget it. Turnberry Corner. No, Toasted Crunch, Michigan. No, that's not it. MJ Daniel toast. Speaking of toast, MJ Daniel says toasted sourdough with a fried egg and oatmeal and coffee for me. That sounds good. That sounds tasty and yummy. Yeah. Sammy Carter, all of Trump's trade deals done yet? Are all of Trump's? I don't know. Robert Perez with a $1.99 super chat. Thank you so much, Robert. Yippee! Going out to Robert Perez. And also a thumbs up and a heart. Says yippee back at you, Johnny. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate you. Thanks for helping us make the goal today and helping support the show. Sammy Carter beer hour, TJ. Oh, it's either it's not dinner hour, but it's beer hour. So sounds good to me, Sammy Carter. Have one for me. 7-Eleven's right down the corner. I might have to make a little beer run too. MJ Daniel says, lucky to have a nicely Democratic government here. Watching the rest of the U.S. can be very frustrating. Be careful, because I think Idaho wants to take Eastern Washington. Be careful up there, man. They want to make it a part of Idaho State. I think they want part of Eastern Washington and Eastern Oregon. It'll never. Well, I should never say never, but still, be careful, man. You got some whack-a-moles up there trying to take your state, trying to annex the Eastern Washington over to Idaho. Catherine, Real Health Talk. Good to see you. First of all, thanks for joining us here in the driver's lounge. I do appreciate it. We got 34 watching, only 28 thumbs up, so we are operating at a deficit. And as good Democrats, we want to operate at a surplus. So make sure you hit that thumbs up. And I see you're trying. We're up to 30 thumbs ups. Keep hitting those thumbs up buttons. Anyhow, Catherine Real Health Talk says, story time. Gather around, everyone. Gather around. It's story time. Was at the supermarket yesterday, and a MAGA guy was being loud and turd-like and making people upset, as a MAGA guy would do, right? There was a bit of distance between us, so I told him he condones rape and child rape. There you go. And now I feel as though there's more to the story, because you just can't end that right there. I mean, what did he do? What did he say? Did the people in the rest of the market applaud you? Did they say, you go, girl? Did the MAGA guy go, what? Hopefully that story will pick up as I go down to the chat, the rest of the story. Jet up the base, 420 super chat sticker thingy. Thank you so much, Jet. Yippee! I shouted yippee like I said I would. End of the month, boosting TJ's check this month. Thank you, Jet up the base. I give you a thumbs up and a heart. Ba-da-bum. Yes, last day of the month, folks. Last chance. It's your last chance to do a super chat for this month. Unbelievable how fast the months go by. I mean, we're already through July. That's crazy. It just seems like yesterday that it was New Year's Eve, you know? God. And I'm not really kidding. I just kind of said that in the kidding voice. I'm not really kidding. Andrew Petrie, I don't do anything with a Y and a G in it. George Carlin. Okay. I guess that would include yoga. Oh, keep picking up on the story. Catherine, Real Health Talk, goes on to say, continuing the story about being in the supermarket with the MAGA guy. So he denied it. Then I said he's a rapist lover. He looked like he might hit me. Wow. But luckily nothing happened, and I could just leave everyone else. And I could just leave. Everyone else stayed quiet. Wow. You shocked everyone into silence there. Well, maybe that got him to think. Maybe that planted a little seed in his little tiny brain. And he thought, maybe she's right. Maybe I do support a rapist lover or something. Or maybe I am a rapist lover. But be careful, guys. I mean, I know. Still, be careful, though. These fucking people are crazy. They are fucking crazy, so be careful. MJ Daniel says something like the teeter back stretcher that had the TV ads. I'm apparently mid thread because Stetcher teeter back stretcher. I think I'm mid thread. I might have skipped something. I don't know what that was about. So I may have skipped something. Stephanie B2, rehab is great. Hey, Stephanie B2, good to hear. The rehab's going good. And on that new hip there, Catherine says hi, TJ. Hi, Catherine. Back at you. Be careful, Catherine. I applaud your ballsiness, but be very careful. These maggots are fucking lunatics. I mean, maybe you're a 10th degree black belt in Taekwondo. I don't know. But I mean, it's good to stand up for your beliefs and stand up to these maggots, but be careful. Roxanne Epstein says, Catherine Rural Health Talk. Hello, my dear. I'm glad he didn't attack you, but I like that you shut his ass up. Good for you. Yeah. Especially, like he's being an asshole. He's being all loud and shit. Yeah, I know that. I know who you're talking about. I know exactly who you're talking about. MJ Daniel, I am a wild and crazy guy. Okay, MJ Daniel, he's just a wild and crazy guy. Jolie reminding everyone to please like, subscribe, and share. Brooklyn UK Trix LaRue says, I left the AC on for the cat while I went to a doctor's appointment. She was happy when I got home. I bet. She's like, oh boy, it's so nice and comfy in here. I love this new AC. And the cat probably is telling all the other cats that, that she's the one that bought it and stuff. I think we just made our goal, guys. Thanks so much. I haven't scrolled down yet, but I did see the confetti pop. So I'll get down. I'll yippee you guys in a second here. As soon as I get down there, in about 20 minutes. But thank you. But yippee, we made the goal. Thanks so much. Last day of the month, MJ Daniel pinched nerve in my lower back, and it sucks. I bet it does. Jenna Base Rock said, Epstein, see, he's trying to gaslight me. I have no idea what you're fucking talking about, dude. None whatsoever. I think you're gaslighting me. Catherine Real Talk Roxanne thinks it was a stupid thing to do, but I was pissed off. Well, I'm not sure if it was stupid. I'm just saying be careful. You got to feel these things out. And sometimes you're just pissed and you feel like you just got to do what you got to do. Nick Rich, some sort of pot talk, 9:40 in Vegas. So I guess I'm about, 15 minutes behind. Jennifer Structure on where is Luck Dragon today? I don't see him here. I don't know. I'm not his keeper. I'm not Luck Dragon's keeper. How the hell do I know where Luck Dragon is? I don't even know who Luck Dragon is. I have a feeling you guys do. I have a feeling Luck Dragon has more than one, name probably. But I don't know who it is. Michael McAndrews, be careful. 11 people were stabbed at our Walmart the other day. Yeah. I never heard what the motive was or whatever. What I haven't heard about, because they got the guy in custody, right? I don't know if they've got any type of motive or if he was just, totally crazy or what. Catherine Roll, health fact, my back pain is horrible. I've gone through lots of back pain, and it's not. Yeah, it'll lay you up, man. It'll lay you right up. MJ Daniel, no water for TJ. I am in Western Washington. Oh. Why was I thinking you were in Eastern Washington? Well, you're probably okay then, as far as the Idaho takeover is concerned. AM's here. Hey, AM, we're still waiting for FM. Where's FM? But AM's here. Says, hello, trucklers. Had a mental break day yesterday. Hope everyone is well. Sometimes you got to do it, right? Sometimes you got to take that break. It's good to do that, and then you'll be ready to get in there and get in the fray. Catherine says, Michael, I know people are cray. We just had the guy from that shot up the building in Manhattan, Las Vegas. He was a Las Vegas dude. Apparently, he thinks that he's got CTE, and that gave him the right to go and shoot and kill a bunch of people. I guess that's what CTE does to you. I don't know. I would think that you would just go to the doctor, but I guess that's why CTE is dangerous. I mean, what's his face? The great Hall of Fame linebacker from San Diego. God, I can't remember his name. I think I might have CTE. Committed suicide. A lot of football players were committing suicide because of CTE. That's one thing, but then this motherfucker, who never played in the NFL, by the way, he was a high school player. He's 27 now, or he was 27. He killed himself. But instead of just killing himself, he wanted to take out a bunch of people with him. Anyhow, Sandy Foltz says it's 69 right now in Niagara Falls. Not bad. Not a bad. And actually, there it's already afternoon, so that's not bad. Tommy J is here, or Tommy J. Tommy is here. Sandy Foltz says, I'm going to Lockport today. Well, have a good trip over to Lockport. Michael McAndrews, Australia. I'm mid-thread apparently. I don't know why you just all of a sudden yelled Australia with 4 exclamation points. I must have skipped over something. Robert Perez says, "Oh, the horror is going to be a scorching 80 degrees in my part of San Diego. Someone send me ice." I know, Robert. You live in what I think is probably the best weather, at least in the continental United States. Day in and day out, the San Diego area. I challenge anyone to find a place that has better weather than the San Diego area. In the continental United States. Sandy folks, it's 12:45 in Niagara Falls. So I think I'm 14 minutes behind you. Marcia is here. Hey, Marcia, thanks for being here. Good to see you. Thanks for coming on in, hanging out with us. Marcia says thank you for the super chat. Gin up the base. I will get to that. I will properly give the yippies out when I get there. I know there's 2 that I still haven't done yet. Marcia says, hello, Trucker John. Love you, my friend. Hello, Marcia. Good to see you. So glad to see you. Hope you're doing well today. Sandy says it's too cold to swim today. Wow. I should be so lucky. Jen at the base says, Brooklyn SJU, aka Trixie LaRue, shaking my head at the 7-Eleven coffee remark. I've had that discussion with my Long Island ex 35 years ago. She quickly learned. Why am I giving Jen at the base the accent? Oh, yeah. She quickly learned of better and an 8 Dunkin's of it. I guess I'm mid-thread because I think I missed the 7-Eleven coffee remark. Just sounds like more snobbery by Jen up the base, though, to me. More like coffee and donut snobbery. So, oh, this donut does not meet my expectations. Oh, this 7-Eleven coffee does not meet my expectations. Amen. Christmas. Catherine, Real Health Talk. Yeah, Trixie Lou. Starbucks is not coffee; it's milkshakes. See, that's the thing, you guys. Starbucks has coffee. I buy coffee from Starbucks all the time. Have you seen the menu? Have you ever gone into a Starbucks? They have coffee. They have hot coffee. For God's sakes, I've had this argument, Jen, a million times. Starbucks has coffee, and it's reasonably priced. You could get a venti coffee for less than $3. It used to be less than $2. Everyone's going, yeah, you get in there, it's $8 a cup. And all. No, that's for the fancy frozen frappe, cappuccino, whatever. They have coffee. They have a whole bunch. They have all different kinds of coffee, light roast and medium roast and dark roast. They have fucking coffee. Jiminy fucking Christmas. I feel like people who make these arguments have never stepped into a Starbucks. Anyhow, Jennifer the Bay says, Brooklyn HQ. I grew up 6 blocks from the original Pete's Coffee in Berkeley, and much to Trucker John's chagrin, I'm a coffee snob. Donuts too. TJ baselessly thinks. You've just proven my point. You are a coffee snob. Andrew Petrie, I drink instant coffee from the dollar store. I suck. See there, Jen at the base? Are you happy now? You've made Andrew Petrie feel as though he sucks because of your coffee snobbery. Do you see that? Do you see what you've done, Jen at the base? Nick Rich says, me too, Andrew Petrie. 15 cents a cup. You can't beat it. Roxanne says, you sound like a coffee snob, babe. I'm just saying. Look at there. Look at there. Look at there. Seeing up the base. Your woman's on my side on this one. Alton Gillespie says, send aid to Eastern Washington to stop the invasion. Yes. That's so funny, Alton. Yes. Stop the Idaho invasion of Eastern Washington. Sandy Foltz, have you cooked a big breakfast or a big dinner in your new apartment? Well, I don't know if big is the word, but I have cooked dinner and breakfast and lunch too. Yeah, I use the stove. I did find out that it has 4 burners, and like the 2 rear burners are like smaller, and then the front ones are bigger, and neither one of the front ones works. And I haven't called the office yet. I'm going to tell them. I need to tell them that those burners aren't working, and either they'll fix it or maybe I'll get a new stove out of the deal. I don't know, but I need to report that because it just makes it a little more difficult to cook with the smaller burners instead of the big burners. Marcia says, hello there, Brooklyn. I'm still hanging in there, waiting to hear from my doctor for a new issue. Sigh, my home health aide is sick. I'll be fine. Yeah, I hope everything goes well, Marcia. And hopefully you'll get as good of news as possible. Mr. Spock, I got some organic whole bean coffee the other day. It was called Morning Glory Coffee. That's the last thing I needed for a morning coffee is hallucinations or worse. Yeah, I guess. Maybe that's the worst thing. I don't know. But my cup of coffee is just about done. Nick Rich coming in with some positivity. Day 192 of this nightmare. 1,268 to go. Long fucking nightmare. Long nightmare, man. Brooklyn SJUK Trix LaRue says, I saw a Triber truck the other day. They're scary and ugly. Yeah, they're pretty hideous, actually. Pretty hideous. If I had the money to buy an EV truck, let's say if money was not an issue, I would buy the Silverado EV. It's a beautiful looking truck, and it gets like 460 miles of range. But they're over $100,000. And let's say money is an issue, well, you can get an F-150 Lightning, a Ford, I think, for around 40 or 45 grand or something like that, which is still expensive, but way less than a Silverado. Point being is there were other electric trucks I would get way before I would ever get a Cybertruck. Jeff Base says, Roxanne Epstein, I am a coffee snob. I'm not a donut snob. Perhaps a donut enthusiast, but not a snob. Just for full disclosure, I've lived exclusively in 3 of the top 10 snobbiest states. And you sound a bit proud of it. Michael says, I think referring to the Cybertruck, like a dumpster rolling down the street. And I've heard that they can't sell those things. They can't give those things away now. And I say, good. I hope fucking Tesla fucking tanks. As long as Elon Musk is the CEO, I hope they fucking tank totally. Damon Dog, there's the Damon Dog, $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much, Damon Dog. Yippee! I know I'm late. I said I would be late, but there's your thumbs up. There's your heart. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I believe that was number 4 of the 5. There's still one more to go. John from Las Vegas is here. Hey, John, good to see you. John, right now, sitting in a taxi line, perhaps, maybe, here in Vegas. Good to see you. Brooklyn says yippee to Damon Dog for that. I did say Damon Dog, right? I did say your name, right, Damon? So just in case, let's do it again. Just in case. Yippee, Damon Dog. The big dog. Roxanne Epstein is Brooklyn SJU. The Cybertrucks look like electric garbage cans. Catherine Real Health Doc says, TJ, I was scared but pissed off. I went into hiding for a bit so I could watch him leave. Yeah, I don't blame you, but you know, sometimes they piss you off so much you just can't help but say something, you know. And I'm sure he deserved it. I'm sure he deserved it. Marsha with the $5. Thank you so much. It was Marsha. Yippee to Marsha. Thank you so much, Marsha. I do appreciate you. There's your thumbs up. There's the heart for you. Thanks for helping us make the goal today. Today's goal on this last day of July. And I hope all is well with you. And you get good news, or like I said, as best news as possible from your doctors. Brooklyn says, Marsha, you're the best, and I agree. And Midas Mel's in there. Hey, Midas Mel, the $2.99 super sticker. Thank you, Midas Mel. Yippee, coming at you. Thanks, Midas Mel, for coming on in. Midas Mel got a gift membership, I believe, from Kimchi the other day. And so, see how these gift memberships work? Then people come on in and they check out the show. So thanks, Midas Mel, for coming in and checking out the show. I hope you'll stick around. You might be gone already. I'm like 20 minutes behind in the chat. We have 41 watching, only 37 thumbs up. Come on, guys. We do not like to operate on deficits. We want to be in a surplus. So make sure you hit that thumbs up and get us into a surplus status, as good Democrats should. Yeah, we should always be at least a balanced budget. But yeah, good to see Midas Mel in here. Roxanne says good morning to John from Las Vegas, the firm's official spokesperson. Jennifer Base, Trucker John, a gaslighter would say that. I'm not sure if people have the right definition of gaslighting. Gaslighting is something that's gradual and over time. It's not direct. And I think I've been pretty direct with you, Jennifer Base. Nick, the soul craft, with my white man overbite. That's me, not you, soul craft. Says I got the same pinched nerve lower back on my right. It'll shoot off like electricity when I move wrong. I think I used to have that kind of stuff, but for some reason it went away. But back in the 90s and early 2000s, even in the 80s, I used to have all kinds of shit like that. And it kind of went away over the years. Oh, Josh is here. Hey, ladies, Josh is here. Thank you, Josh. Thanks for coming on in. Good to see you. And Sandy Folks, hi, Josh. Whoa, look at that, kisses and hearts and everything. Yeah. William's here. I think I already said hi to William. Or William was here earlier. Mr. Spock says Bright Eyes, who is some sort of chicken, is terrorizing the meat bird chicks. Wow. And they are too small to defend themselves. Well, that motherfucker. Bright Eyes, you motherfucker. That's what if I was raising chickens, that's probably what I would say to Bright Eyes if I had one like Bright Eyes. I'd say, God damn it, Bright Eyes. Stop fucking with the meat birds. That's probably what I'd say. Roxanne says, the Soulcraft. Roxanne Epstein says, Soulcraft, hello, my dear. I'm sorry to hear about your back. We were talking about my yoga swing earlier, but I don't know if you got nerve damage, but you hang like a bat, lengthen the spine. I think I want to get one of those. Will it hold a 300-something pound person? Maybe not, huh? It'll probably just collapse. Junior Seau, yes, Jennifer Base, that's the one. Thank you. See, that's how far I am behind the chat. Junior Seau. John from Las Vegas, Junior Seau. Yeah, dude fucking committed suicide. And they Pretty sure it's from the CTE, made him go crazy or whatever, I guess. Nick Rich says I guess chicken vids are great, by the way, Mr. Spock. I haven't, I don't see your guys' channels. I need to go and check out your channels. I know some of you have channels and you got videos. I want to see the chicken videos too. I need to check that out. Andrew Petrie said, I had a pinched nerve and couldn't walk up and down stairs. My crazy drinking buddy at the bar grabbed me, folded my arms in front, and shook me in a bear hug. He cured me. I've had people do that to me too. They kind of crack your back. And it fucking works. At least temporarily. And then I did a few sessions, this is going back into the probably early 2000s. And maybe even the 90s a couple times, where I did acupuncture. And that would work for a few months. And then like 6 months. And then it seems like it would come back and I would have to go back. Christina Weibel's here. Hey, good to see Christina. Christina Weibel. Thanks for being here. Says hi to TJ. That would be me. And chat. That would be you. Thanks, Christina. Good to see you. Thanks for coming on in. Dan B's here. Hey, Dan B from Miami or from Florida. 47 watching, only 39 thumbs up. Come on, guys. We're operating a deficit. No more deficits. Let's clean up this mess. Let's get into a surplus. Christina says, yes, Jen, here I am. Hello. Hi, Sammy. Dan B says, Trucker John, player you were thinking about was Junior Seau. Yeah, that's the one. And I think there were a couple others that committed suicide, too, around that time. Nick Rich, 10 a.m. in Vegas, so I'm 16 minutes back. In case you're wondering, why is he talking about stuff that we said 16 minutes ago? It's because I'm 16 minutes behind you. The Soulcraft says, I do my dead man float to stretch out my neck. I stretch out my back, though I do some Tai Chi to move and stretch. Little ritual before I hit the waves. I've been hearing about this Tai Chi. I get these ads. You guys get those ads? There's some sort of like Tai Chi for old people and shit like that. I might just get into some Tai Chi. I just might become a 10th degree Tai Chi at some point. Can you become a 10th degree black belt in Tai Chi? All right, okay, skipping down. Lots of greetings still going on for new people that came in. Lots of nice salutations. Janet Bay says, Roxanne Epstein, boom, nailed it. I'm like Eminem at the end of 8 Mile calling my shot. Trucker John, be better. I only speak the truth, Jen. I only speak the truth. Kimchi's here. Kimchi, the goddess. Thank you very much. Appreciate your. I appreciate your presence in the lounge. Says, sorry, I had responsibilities at Brett's. Hi, TJ, my dear. Well, hello, Kimchi. Absolutely. You're welcome here anytime. Late, whether it's late, early, doesn't matter. So what did my daddy always tell me? Come on, all together now. Better late than never. Andrew Petrie, I got your back, Jen. Oh, poor Jen. Poor picked on Jen. I know. It gets picked on by mean old Trucker John all the time. He gets gaslit. Nick Rich says, is John aware that Boston Brian invited John? Yes, you've told me that every day for the last few days. I don't know how to do that shit. Boston Brian invited John to join him on the live stream if he'd like to set it up. But thanks for the reminder. I'll reach out to Brian and see if he wants to do that and how we do it. I have limited capabilities here. I do everything from my phone. I have gone on Hal's show, and I've gone on Tara Devlin's show with my limited abilities. So I guess I could figure out how to get on Boston Brian's show. Here's what, man, I can just see it though. You know how I think me and Brian and all of us have this problem. Liberal Dan has a problem. Even Hal has a problem with technical difficulties, right? But I can just see me and Brian being on the show like, how does this work? Why is it not working? You can in a split screen of Brian and me, like, why is this not working? I don't know. I don't know, Brian. Why is it not working? Trucker John. It's not working. So that would be the segment of us dueling. It's why is this not working? But hey, I guess that could be entertaining, you know. AM says Starbucks has a drive-through by me, and the lines are always long. And guess what? They sell coffee, not just frozen drinks, fancy frozen drinks with whipped cream and caramel. They sell coffee. I get it there all the time. Actual hot coffee for like $1.85. Anyhow, I digress. Brooklyn says Starbucks tastes like scorched strong coffee. They have different kinds. They've got dark roast, medium roast, light roast. You can just take your pick. Sugar John, why are you yelling at me about Starbucks? What did I say? Well, I don't know. See, now it's been so long. I'm so far behind in the chat. I don't remember if I was yelling at you specifically or just in general. But because I think someone else brought it up. I don't think I was yelling. I think you're just so sensitive, Jen of the Base, that you think everything is directed at you. Or you're self-centered, maybe. I don't know. Not sensitive, but I think you're so self-centered, you think everything is generated or directed at you. I think I was talking to someone else who talked about the Starbucks and how it's so expensive, and they don't really have coffee. All they have are these frozen confections. And I'm like, no, they have coffee. And I wasn't really even talking to you, Jen. By the way, Kimchi, I'm a coffee snob and proud. Okay, all right. You can be a coffee snob, but just get the facts straight. That's all I'm talking about. Mr. Buck, Starbucks even have the monkey poo coffee beans at TJ. Probably. Jolie, coffee snobbery, laughing emoji. Jolie's cracking. I think I crack up Jolie quite often with my truckerisms and things of this nature. Josh, I'm still waking up. You and me both, brother. Although I am kind of awake by now, I guess. Kristen Weibel, I make my own coffee at home. I have a Keurig. Me too. I have a Keurig. That's what this was made out of. Keurig. And I used my last pod today, so now I got to go shopping for that. Kimchi, also a pot snob. Pot snob. Only the best pot for kimchi. Only the best pot. Damon Dog, I'm not afraid to take a stand. Everybody comes. Oh, song lyric. Everybody come and take my hand. We'll walk this road together through the storm, whatever. I don't know the tune. Through the storm, whatever weather, cold or warm. I probably know the song. I just can't remember it. The tune. The correct tune. The tunage. I don't know the tunage. Mr. Spock, I have an ancient Tasamo coffee machine. I never heard of Tasamo. Must be some weird Canadian thing or something. I don't know. City folks, go buy a case of bottled water. I might have to if they don't get the water on soon. I might have to. Roxanne Epstein, I am a cannabis snob and music too. Andrew Petrie, I'm just anal retentive. You guys crack me up. David Dog, it's Jen's fault for putting the Eminem song in my head. Oh, is that Eminem? Okay. Sammy Carter, beer's cheaper than coffee in London. Well, hey, you guys got your priorities straight, I guess. So you can get that beer down your gullets. Something like that. James Jaramillo's here. Hey, James, good to see you. Thanks for coming on in to the Driver's Lounge. As always, good to see you. John from Las Vegas, in the tunnel at Bellagio, going to lose reception in a second. Yeah, I know exactly where you're at, John. As soon as you get in the middle of that tunnel, gone. Until you get to the other end. Hopefully the line's not too long and you get through there quickly. The Bellagio, sometimes you get through there quickly, but I've been stuck in that damn tunnel. I think one time for like 45 minutes. You start to get like claustrophobia, man. Kimchi, hallucinations in the morning, sign me up. Kimchi's behind in chat. Kimchi's is catching up. Sandy Foltz, I'm a tea drinker. I hate coffee. That's fine. That's fine. On the other hand, Brooklyn hates tea. So, see, it's all personal preference. We all have our personal preferences. Nick Rich, I drink more tea than coffee. Cheap tea bags. Who are you calling a cheap tea bag? Kimchi, I'm a bulgogi snob. And then I weigh kai, if you know, you know, maybe, or something. I don't know. I don't know. So I don't know if I don't know. Well, I do know that I don't know. Andrew Petrie, the first Tim Hortons is in Ottawa Street in Hamilton. Tim Hortons is good. I've had Tim Hortons. In some of the, like going along the I-90 corridor, you know, in Michigan or whatever, some of those places, you get some Tim Hortons. So I've had a couple of those. I think they're pretty good. I think they're pretty good, by golly. For being Canadian and all. I believe a Canadian company, right? Damon Dog says, thanks, TJ. Well, thank you, Damon Dog. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. I'm kind of behind. Cindy folks, where's Fancy? I don't think Fancy likes me anymore. We had a little tiff about my bed, and she hasn't been back since. I think I pissed her off, guys. Guys, I think I pissed her off. If you see Fancy, tell her I'm sorry. Please come back. Please come back. I'm so sorry that I was an asshole. Fancy, if you're listening, if you're lurking, I'm so sorry that I was an asshole and I maybe said things I shouldn't have said. I should have just bit my tongue. I should have just taken your advice like a man instead of being a butthurt little wussy. So I apologize, Fancy. Please come back. Would you please come back? We miss you, Fancy. I miss you. I miss you, Fancy. Moving along. Roxanne says, Fancy, did she get mad or something? I think she got mad at me. It wasn't you guys. It was me. It was all me. Kristen Wyman, Midas Mel, is a mod for Boston Brian TJ. I think, is Midas Mel Brian's girlfriend? Guys? I think, is that Brian's girlfriend? So, if Midas Mel's still here, hello. And then tell Brian I said hello and all that good stuff. Alton Gillespie says the Cuber truck looks like a box the car comes in, yeah. I'm skipping on down a little bit because I know I'm really behind. Marsha, I'm as far behind as Trucker John. And that's fine. That's fine. Brooklyn SJUK, Trixie Lou, I have a leg thing they can't figure out. I'm tired of doctors. Yeah, especially when they can't figure out the leg thing. You know? Kimchi, 1:13 Eastern Time. I think I'm like 18 minutes behind or something. Damon Dog, I need another cup of coffee, but these cats won't let me up. They're like, we're comfy. We're comfy. Don't you dare move. Don't you dare do it. David Dog, you're not 300 pounds, John. I'm 300 pounds, and I'm way bigger than you. No, well, you know what? I haven't stepped on a scale because I don't like to see the results. I do have a scale somewhere. It's probably packed somewhere. But I know, I know. I'm kind of always been able to carry my weight pretty well, and I kind of know my body, and I'm pretty sure I'm around 300, or I'm probably over 300. Even though people might think, oh, you're only 280. You're a svelte 280. I don't know. Like right now, if I got down to 260, I would probably look skinny, or at least you wouldn't think I was 260. You know? So anyhow, whatever. I don't know, but I'm about 300. That's, if I find my scale, I'll step on the scale and I'll give you the real number. Nick Rich, maybe Trucker John can find Waldo, Mr. Spock. Mr. Bob Newell, I can't hear you. Mr. Bob Newell's here. Hey, good to see Mr. Bob Newell with his signature entrance statement, post, comment. Signature, whatever it is, it's signature. James Hiraminos says, back at you, been talking ibuprofen for the last 3 days, and it seems to be bringing down the inflammation. Yippee! Yippee! Hallelujah! Praise the Lord. Walter Makarovich is here. Hey, Walter, with the old Dallas, Texas Star there, I think is what that is. Walter says, morning, Trucker John. NFL season is here. Speaking of football. Chargers versus Lions tonight on NBC from the Hall of Fame. Also, did you see the new MAGA hats? They say molesters are granted amnesty. I have not seen those, but it's very fitting. Very fitting. Mr. Bob Newell says, do I need to own a truck to be called Trucker Bob? Either that or have a CDL and be an actual truck driver. David Dog, I just saw a video of a crow removing an Israeli flag from a flagpole. Those crows are pretty fucking intelligent. They know war crimes when they see them. Mr. Bob Newell, any drop-offs at the strip club? No, I haven't even gone to work, actually, the last couple nights. I've just taken off. I've been resting and relaxing. And usually Tuesdays and Wednesdays, well, Wednesdays kind of picks up. But for sure, I'm going to work Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So that'll be tonight. And probably Sunday. So I'll probably work the next 4 days. But Sunday is like the next week in our pay period. So on this pay period, I'll do Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Those are the busiest days of the week, and you make more money on busier days. So And also, I have a part-time flex, and I'm not really supposed to work more than 30 hours a week. The Soulcraft says, Kimchi, I have a giant stuffed owl. Hey, nice stuffed owl. I got from the discourse we play. It died and was probably over 50 years old, they said. Our disc golf course is like an owl sanctuary. Wow. Interesting, but kind of weird and creepy at the same time. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Here's about it. Will this live stream contain an impersonation? Maybe. You never know. I never know. You just never know. You never know. Roxanne Epstein, you can hang that yoga swing on a tree branch. I've only seen women on. Mine hangs from a metal bar mounted on my doorway across it and hang like a bat from my waist. Takes practice to do it long. I remember back in the 70s, probably, right? My friends, their family, these were kind of popular. They had the thing where it was, you get in it, you get in it, I guess you kind of strap into it, and then you like would just flip yourself over, and you would just hang upside down. I remember that. They had one of those. And those seemed to be kind of popular back in the 70s and 80s. It wasn't attached to anything. It was just not a big, it was its own stand type of a thing. And you would get in it, and you were able, once you got into it, you would kind of like strap your feet in, and then you were able to kind of, you could just kind of lean back, and your weight, the way it was balanced, it's like your weight would just sort of like flip it back over, and then you would just hang there upside down. I remember going to my friend's house and doing that all the time. We're going to see UK. Trixie Lou says the neurologist today just said David Carradine did a great Tai Chi video. It's good for balance. Well, there you go. He had to be a 10th degree black belt in Tai Chi. He had to be. Mr. Balnul, Florida is undergoing Doge-like efficiency review. That's lovely. Mr. Balnul, is it okay to be just okay? I think it's okay. Kimchi said 10 more Trucker John gifts from Kimchi. You're just going above and beyond, but yippee! And thank you very much, Kimchi, for doing that. I appreciate you. That's a great support of the show. Great way to support the show. It gets folks in here and interested, I think, or at least they check it out. We got Kellahella. Haven't seen Kellahella in a while. Kellahella, where you been? We have Jan Morgan. Haven't seen Jan in a while. Alarasia. These are familiar names and faces. Hopefully they'll come in. They Call Me Rose. Oh, I remember They Call Me Rose. They Call Me Rose. I haven't seen They Call Me Rose in ages. Well, I used to hang out with They Call Me Rose all the time at other, like on Michael Malloy channel and on Fred's channel, the guy from the Netherlands who drives the BMW. I haven't seen They Call Me Rose in a year. Hopefully Rose, and her name's not really Rose, I don't think, but hopefully Rose will come in here and say hi. So Rose, I hope you come in. Cynthia from Texas, haven't seen you in a while. Unroped Nope 48, that's a new one, but that's interesting. Shannon's Tigre, I haven't seen Shannon's in a while, so that'd be great. Sarah Erickson, Jennifer P, and Clover. So that's the 10 that got the memberships. Thank you, Kimchi. Thank you so much. It's lovely gift to the show, and I appreciate it. And also, there's some folks in there that I hope they will come in and say hi. Especially, They Call Me Rose, because she was cool, and we used to say hi to each other, and we'd be in the chats and stuff. And I haven't seen They Call Me Rose in probably over a year. So it'd be nice if she came in and said hello. So thank you, Kimchi. Mr. Balnul, you got the super clean water? I think it's super clean. I do think so. Because this one here, water. I got water in here, and it's been poured through a Brita filter. Yeah, it's good. It's clear. It's super clean. Super clean. Kimchi carotene was auto asphyxiation. Yeah. Tragically died. Him and the guy from NXS, right? Not the same time in the same place, but same way, I guess. Jen of the base. Am I self-centered? Boy, that's gonna keep Jen up at night. You're so self-centered that that's gonna keep you up at night. Roxanne says, "Are we sure TJ is smoking? Because I forgot what we were talking about. I'm not the one smoking. You guys are the ones smoking." Soulcraft, how about that Dodger pitching Glasgow? Well, he kind of got roped, didn't he? Walter Bukanovich, I hope that stupid gerrymandering bill is approved in Texas, because what that will mean is California, Illinois, and New York will do the same, and Democrats will win back the House of Representatives. I think we were going to win back the House of Representatives regardless. But that's just me. Joel, you're so vain, and I bet you think this song is about, or I bet you think this rant is about you. Brooklyn says, "Oh no, Soulcraft, not baseball talk." Soulcraft was a baseball player, by the way, a very good one. So, you know, if you don't want to talk baseball talk with Soulcraft, that's a big part of Soulcraft's life. Richard from expat in Australia says Sandy Koufax had the best curveball. Sandy Koufax, one of the best pitchers of all time in baseball history. Roxanne says, TJ, I meant to say is not smoking. Richard watching from Australia, 3:25 a.m. Richard doing the overnights over there in Australia. Damon Dog, Brooklyn, I have a Keurig, but I stopped buying pods for reusable pod, much cheaper. I think I've heard of those, and I've never gotten one of reusable pods, but that's definitely something worth looking into. Roxanne says, Brooklyn Nuts, what I used to drink 10 years ago, I still have all my nice coffee makers. Maybe I was keeping them for gin. You know, I'm pretty sure in my storage in Lancaster, California, I think I have one of those Mr. Coffee makers in there. But now I have the Keurig, so maybe if I get all my stuff out of storage, I'll have a big sell. I don't know. I sell all my shit that I don't need, anymore. Mr. Bob Newell, I split a pair of 8s and lost. Well, that's gambling. You're just playing the odds. If you had kept those 8s and you had a bus card of 16, you probably would have lost that way too. So. Roxanne, I don't feel congrats, Trucker John. Looks like your goal is better. Yes, and thank you to everyone who participated. Yippee to all y'all who did that. Thank you so much for making the goal today on this last day of July. Mr. Bob Newell or Earl Grey for me. Kimchi says, nice, Roxy. Roxy. I am too lazy to fill the feeders every day. I'm mid-thread. Richard says, Kimchi, do you speak Mandarin? I think Kimchi has been asked about that before. And I think Kimchi says no. Nick Rich says it's always a rush to get a shout out on a live stream, almost as good as seeing your name highlighted by other chatters. Wow. Mr. Bob Newell, teabag in Urban Dictionary is naughty. Naughty, naughty. Kimchi says bulgogi, that sounds naughty, is Korean barbecue. All right, in. Roxanne Arfield says, Mr. Bob Newell, that's why they call it gambling. Yep, but like I said, if you kept those 8s and then split them, you're sitting there with 16. Just odds are you're going to bust if you took another card, or if you stay, depending on what the dealer had, the odds are greater you're going to either bust or lose with the 16. Kimchi says, Richard, no, but I know 7 Indonesian words. And that, my friend, is all you need. Hello, goodbye, and how much for this indica? I don't know. Mr. Bob Newell, I like my coffee like I like my women. Creamy and lukewarm. I don't know. Brooklyn says teabag plus yoga swing. Mr. Spock, the Tassimo or Tassimo is the Betamax of coffee machines. It's the same as the K-Cup pods, only iDisc form. Its illogical discs are superior to pods. Tassimo, oh Tassimo, Tassimo. Kimchi, hot, sweet, and light brown. That's how I like my men. I better go work on my tan. Jet up the base says, Brooklyn SJU, aka Tricks LaRue. Yes, I'm bouncing back from a disappointing day yesterday in my engagements. Jolie says she's almost always at house, like it's talking about fancy. I know. Christina Weibel says, I sometimes drink ginger and lemon tea, non-caffeinated, after I'm done with my coffees for the day. Don't worry, TJ. I will let her know when I see her in the other chats. Oh, okay. I'm really far behind in the chat because it seems like it was like an hour ago that I was talking about fancy. Roxanne says, oh, TJ, I'll tell her fancy. Nick Rich fancy is everywhere. Richard, expat, American born, July 1947, Texas, now living in Australia. I know Richard, we for that, but some people probably haven't, so I guess it's good that you repeat that. We got 007 Kevin, Troll Slayer, in the chat. Thanks, 007 Kevin, Troll Slayer, for being here. I appreciate you. We appreciate you coming on in. Coming on in. You're coming on in to the chat room. Mr. Bob Newell, you skip all my good material. I know, I did that on purpose. I do that on purpose. Just to mess with you. Nicholas 10:30. I'm 17 minutes behind. Kimchi. Oh, it says, Richard, do you get a weird insects or spiders trying to eat you? I hear they have really weird insects and spiders there. Gin up the basis, Trucker John. A lot of people are saying that Fancy is boycotting the lounge because of how you are treating a fellow donut enthusiast. A lot of people are saying it. Some very fine people. That's funny. Hey, WW's here. Hey, WW, good to see you. Thanks for joining us in the old driver's lounge. WW says, hey, gang, been shopping. Lost my phone, backtracked, and nobody had seen it. Did a search, and it was wedged in the back seat. How the fuck did it get in the back seat of your own car? When you sit in your own back seat? Do you have a driver? Oh, is that what it is? You have a chauffeur? Is that what it is? Anyhow, I'm glad you found your phone. I'm glad you found your phone. Richard says we have the funnel web spider, which is like the Black Widow. Ooh, Black Widows. I don't like Black Widows. They scare me. David Dog says, okay, who said WW in the mirror 3 times? James Jaramillo wants to know, Richard, have you picked up the Aussie accent while living there? That's a good question. Also. Soulcraft says, summer always makes me lose weight. Can't really overeat or eat too much sugary stuff when it's hot. Like now. WW says, my knees and back don't like 190. Might try for 180. I used to look good at 180. I think I'm going to go on that Ozempic. I think I'm going to get me some Ozempic. Oh, Gillespie says, TG, I understand your need for a second cup. I'm mailing to you a box of that instant water now. Thank you. Thank you. I can't wait to receive it. Just have to add water, I guess. Sandy Fold says, TJ, maybe it's time you went on a dating site and find yourself a woman. Why would I want to do that? I'm perfectly happy where I'm at. Why would I want to bring just drama into my life? Every relationship I've been in just brings drama, and I don't want drama. Why bring the drama into your life at this age? If I was 30, maybe it's different. You can, I don't know. You're completely. I was completely different at 30. At 64, I don't want no fucking drama in my life, man. Roxanne Epstein, did your daughter go on a honeymoon? Yeah, and she's back already. They did a whole week in the Dominican Republic at a resort. It was all, sanctioned off from the rest of the country and was safe. Kimchi Sandy, he has me as his girlfriend, as his fake girlfriend. That's all I need. And WW says, father muckers. Not sure why I thought of that. Shivagit, ways to disguise the intended language. You're tricky, WW. You're really tricky with that, reversing the letters and stuff. WW, always check your shoes, Richard. Yeah, it might be something crawled in there. MJ Daniel, thanks. I just added stuff. Yeah. Nice beaver. Nice owl. Whatever. David Dog, I don't see Sandy. Am I blocked? I don't know. Maybe Sandy blocked you, Damon Dog. I have no idea what you people do in your spare time. Kim, she says, Gin 59. Who's Gin 59? Anyhow, I feel every ache, but you can't piss me off easily. Age has its privileges. MJ Daniel just saw the story of the hikers murdered in Arkansas, and the killer does not look very much like a dangerous Central American gang member to me. What a shock.
I haven't heard of that case yet. Dan B, TJ, the device is called an inversion table. Oh, the thing where you get in and then you flip over backwards. Yeah, those were pretty cool. Do they still have those? Because this is back in the '70s. I remember my friend's parents had that in their family room or whatever, and I used to always get in it or on it and flip over and hang upside down for like, I don't know, 20 minutes or something. Roxanne Epstein is talking to Roxanne Armfield. Says, "I'm constantly smiling and laughing, and with Fred, my pup, going to heaven, he made that sweet and loving. He's the total package. You should come to 21st Century Zoom or Boss and Brian. They're fun." I'm mid-thread because I mean, I feel like I'm mid-thread on that one. Like there's a lot going on there that I kind of, because I am kind of skipping down a little bit. Richard, there has been an earthquake recently? Yes. That set off a tsunami warnings and stuff. It was in eastern Russia, the earthquake in the ocean, and they had tsunamis all over the fucking place. Jolie, she moved to the Netherlands to be with Fred? Really? Is that true? They call me Rose? She actually moved to the Netherlands? To be with... No way, Jolie. Jolie, she's always on Fred's live streams. I know, and I haven't watched Fred's live streams in quite a while either. I used to always watch him driving his Beamer to work and stuff like that. But are you kidding about that she moved there? I mean, that's just so funny because you people in the chats, you're hooking up, and I'm not saying that's good or bad. I'm just it tickles me, I guess. WW says I just saw 3:00 my time. I'll say a special prayer. Okay, okie dokie, you do that. Aaron West, I'm moving in 18 days. Ah, the big move, Aaron. The big move is almost here. Marcia says, Jolie, I'm sorry I've missed so much lately. Do you have a medical appointment or something else important going on? Understand if it's a privilege issue. Wishing you the very best. Yeah, Jolie's had a it was a family death, and I'm just like I said, we'll send our positive thoughts and prayers and good wishes to Jolie and the family as they go through this time. And I think it's great that Jolie's here, and I hope that just by being here, that just kind of you can take your mind off some things and for a little bit, and just sort of take a little bit of a mental break, I guess, for a little bit. Roxanne says, Jen of the Base earned your TJ number one pimp crown. WW, why are we still talking about suicide? I guess you're way back in the chat. We were talking about CTE. That's why we're talking about suicide. We were talking about CTE. And because I was talking about the shooter in Manhattan from Vegas. He was a high school football player. He claimed from the reports I saw, he was claiming that he thought he had like a brain, CTE, brain injury thing. And so that made it so that he could justify killing people. Apparently, that's where that came from. That conversation, that thread. That's why the hell we're talking about it. What's your face? WWTJ gets weird when he smokes, unlike the rest of us who just become amazingly and amusingly wise. Talking about me? You talking about when I smoke pot? Which I did one time on this show, like a year and a half ago or whatever, or 2 years. How long has it been now? Is that what you're talking about? WW? David Dog, I looked. I don't have her blocked, so I guess she blocked me. Make sure you're on all messages. Just make sure you're on all messages. Richard, Trump, and Epstein are like two peas in a pod. Marcus Mills is here. Hey, Marcus, good to see you. Thanks for dropping on in. I do appreciate you. I appreciate you, man. Josh, I have a single cup coffee maker that has a basket for grounds. My Keurig is a single cup Keurig because I have limited counter space, and that's why I got it. It's just me. No drama. No drama, John. Just me with my single cup Keurig coffee maker. MJ Daniels says my grandfather coached a minor league team in Walla Walla and even coached Kurt Russell briefly. Yeah, Kurt Russell was a ball player. Pretty good athlete. Pretty good ball player in his day. For the level that he played at. Suzanne Forsepi's here. Hey, Suzanne. Thanks for coming on in into the old lounge. Suzanne says, Richard, your partner isn't a spy. I hope you be careful, please, dear friend. Okay. I'm mid-thread. I'm getting mid-thread because I am skipping down, and I'm getting mid-thread on some of these posts. And so I don't know what's going on. WW, I forgot I was in top chat, so I'm seeing more folks now. Yeah, make sure you're in all messages if you want to see all the messages. Richard, my partner, is from Belarus. Belarus. Roxanne says, WW, I like when other people still talk to the trolls, I guess. Jolie says, I have PayPal, and I do have PayPal. There's the link to the PayPal account. WW says, I had a guy the other day with tattoos all over his neck, depressed and wondering why he can't find a good job. Is that what he told you? Or are you just making that up, Wes? Sounds like a stereotype to me. It sounds like an overused cliche at this point. Mr. Spock, be hard to count 6 decks in a blackjack. No, but you can keep a running tally so that kind of in your head, and so it gives you an idea maybe where the face cards are, or if little cards are coming up. You can kind of keep a little running tally in your head. I've done that before, and I'm not, super genius about it, so I'm sure other people can do that better than me. But it does kind of work, Oh, Jolie, got to go. Have a good day. Love you all. Hugs and love you, day. Well, Jolie, you're probably gone by now because I know I'm 20 minutes behind. But thank you so much for being here and spending the time that you did spend with us. I know you got a lot going on and everything. So much love to you and your family through this time. And just celebrate the life. And we'll see you hopefully on the next one.
Marcia says, hello, Suzanne Forsepi, my dear friend. I've been thinking of you and sending love and hugs every day when I meditate. Please keep hanging in there with me. Oh, that was nice. That was a nice thing to say to Suzanne. WW, I don't see Fancy either. Different name. No, I think Fancy just isn't here because I stated earlier that I think I pissed her off. I did apologize, though. It was a pretty heartfelt apology there. Kim, she be right back. Windows are down in the van. Uh-oh. Better roll those windows up because you don't want like a skunk to jump in there or something. WW says, I was installing a new lamp in a dark corner, turned it on, and saw a whole mess of spider webs. Cleaned it up and saw the spider crawling toward my bed. He's like, you wrecked my house, I'm going to wreck your house. Or, you wrecked my bed, I'm going to wreck your bed, motherfucker. Father Mucker, or whatever you said before. WW, the phone is black, the seats are black, the phone was moving while I moved the seat back and forth. When I finally reclined it, there was the phone. Oh, but was it in the front seat or the back seat? Because I thought you said it was in the back seat, so I'm thinking it was in the back seat. And I'm picturing you sitting in the back seat instead of the front seat. So, Brooklyn says instant water, just add coffee. MJ Daniel, red black spider, a bit like a black widow, funnel web spider, sound and look very nasty. Australia has some bad critters for sure. Kimchi, maybe you are the drama DJ. No, not really. To tell the truth, I mean, I understand, yeah, but no. Brooklyn SJU says, I agree with you about the drama. No thanks. Yeah, I don't need the drama. I mean, who knows? Who knows what'll happen? Who knows, man? Sammy Carter says, redbacks I used to have one living in my bathroom in Scarborough Beach. I let it live there for a year. Oh my goodness. Oh, no way, Jose. No way, Jose. Suzanne Forsepi, I like wolf spiders. They're so cute. No way, Jose. I don't like any spiders. MJ Daniel watched Crocodile Hunter a lot, and he loved picking up things I would not get 5 feet away from. Yeah, I don't like them either. Richard says, I believe the Black Widow spider eats the male after sex. I believe so, or at least, yeah. Kind of wraps it up in the web and saves it for later. Sucks the juice out. Something like that. WW says, there's one here in Illinois. Brown with the shape of a violin. Poison can kill susceptible people. I just hope I'm not susceptible. I do not want to be susceptible. Boy, we're at 2 hours already. We're at 2 hours. Guys. Richard said, Trucker John and House Sparks are my favorite guys on the YouTube. Thank you, Richard. That's a great compliment. Nick Rich, Boston Brian is live soon. I believe he's probably on right now. So if you guys go over there, say hi to Boston Brian for me. Go do a raid or a convoy or however you want to do it. Just go over there and say something. Yeah, I'm 9 minutes behind. James Hirio has got some buffering. Hopefully we're not all buffering. TJ is trying to pick a fight. I was not trying to pick a fight. Nope. Not that I can remember. Of course, 20 minutes ago, maybe I said something that sounded like that. Nick Rich, ciao for now. To Blunt Politics, I'll start the convoy. Thank you, Nick, for being here. Kimchi says 46 likes, 37 people. You truckers rock. We are definitely operating at a surplus, as good Democrats that we are. Right, WW? As the good Democrats that we are, we're operating at a surplus because the dirty, rotten Republicans, they don't know how to do that. Damon Dog heading over to Boston Brian. Much love. Okay, Damon, thanks for being here. You're probably gone already because I'm behind, but thanks for being here. Say hi to Boston Brian for me. Kimchi says, I'm cool with spiders eating flies and mosquitoes. A brown recluse almost took my leg, and my buddy went into a coma because the hospital didn't believe it was a black widow. He almost died. Wow. That sucks. Driver's seat. So it was in the driver's seat where you lost the phone. Okay, that makes some more sense. That makes some more sense. Kimchi quietly he laughs and shaking his head, creeps closer, now closer to the foot of the bed, and softer than shadow and quicker than flies. His arms are all around me, and his tongue in my eyes. The Cure, Spider-Man. Wow. All right, guys. Let's go over to Boston Brian, I guess. I'll see you guys over there. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the donos, and thanks for the gifted memberships. Kimchi, you guys are awesome. You guys rock on this last final day of July. Thanks so much. I appreciate you. Tomorrow's Friday, so we'll be coming on at 11 right after House Sparks, right after Friday. So I'll see you guys then. Hopefully my water will be back on by then, so I can shower and wash my dishes. And I guess that's it for now. You guys are awesome. You guys rock. Let's get those subscriptions up. I want to eat that dandelion. Let's get to 4,000. And I guess that's it. Unless you're not gonna, you're gonna just end the show without letting me come in and say hello to everybody? I mean, come on. What's the deal with that? You made the goal. I thought that was the deal. If you made the goal, then I got to come in. That's the contract we signed, Trucker John. So you don't leave me out. All right, I get to come in and say something. I know we're over time now, but everyone wants to go to Boston Brian. But you can spare a couple minutes for your old tough cookie here to say hello to everybody. Hello, Barsha. Hi, Kimchi. Hi, Roxanne Armfield. Hey, look at there. I can do this. I can do this stuff too. I can be just like, hello, Dan B. I see Dan B in there with that Miami Dolphin. I see Brooklyn. Hey, yo, Brooklyn. I see you, Brooklyn. Yeah, I see you in there. I see everybody. I can do the show just as good as you, Chugger John, if not better. All right, so don't try to keep me out. All right, guys. Anyhow, I just want to say hi. I know that show's ending. I just want to say hi and bust Trucker John's balls a little bit. All right, and you know who's next, right? You know who's next. The next he can't. He has to get his share too. His little camera hog coming up. That's not right, Tough Cookie. I'm not a camera hog, as you say, camera hog. I'm not a camera hog. I'm here too. I think I want to come in and say hi to everybody. So just like you do, I'm going to say hi to Carrie C and AM and everybody. I'm going to say hi. I know real quick before we go. But anyway, thanks everyone for being here. Thanks for the donos. Thanks for all the good chatting and the thumbs ups. You guys are awesome. And hopefully, maybe tomorrow, Trucker John will get me on sooner, and I can have a longer conversation about all things purple and sparkly, which is what I'm all about. Purple and sparkly, and stuffed owls. Apparently, I don't know. If you know what I mean. All right, guys. Thanks for being here. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you. All right, Tough Cookie, Paul the Purple Bird Guy. Thanks for being here. Thanks for chiming in. And to you guys out there who are watching, thank you guys so much. You guys are really, really awesome. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed, or tell someone to subscribe. Bring someone in, subscribe. Let's get to 4 million subscribers. Yes, 4 million. I said it. Let's get to 4 million. And in the meantime, let's get our words of wisdom in. Get your pad and your paper, a paper pad, whatever. Poster board, Sharpies, crayons, something. Write this down. Someone just walked by. Hopefully that was the plumber who's fixing the water leak. I don't know. Here's today's words of wisdom. You guys ready? Okay, here we go. So always, guys, remember.
Well, it's time to say goodbye. The show has come to an end. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. We'll have some fun times, hopefully nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes. Might talk about Baghdad. I doubt we'll talk about door chimes. But if we did, I'd be only too glad. So hasta la vista, baby. The show is over, but could I ask you maybe to take a shower? No, that's not what I meant, but I couldn't think of anything to rhyme with over. Now my whole rhyming scheme is all screwed up. Oh shit, I should have stuck to truck driving, who I tried to kid. At least when I was out there driving, I could handle a skid. But doing this live stream, baby, has been a real kick. So I hope to see y'all again right here on the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna do it again and again, right here in the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no dream. This is where we win, right here on the Trucker John live stream. No, this time to say goodbye. The show is coming in. Don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. Trucker John, on the road he rides, live streaming all through the nights. to conceal. Rolling down the highway in my rusty old rig. I'm a retired trucker, but my spirit's still big. Living in Vegas, where the lights never sleep. Broadcasting my thoughts for the world to keep. From politics to pop culture, I've got it all. Sharing my views, no matter how big or small. Talking about food, the movies and bugs, shining a light on all the social issues. No shows, I've driven through the desert, seen the city so bright. But now I'm living in a different kind of fight. From my apartment in Las Vegas, I hold the key, exploring the world through my live stream for free. For free.